My friends, tonight I want to speak directly to every senior, every Social Security and disability recipient, every working American who's been struggling just to stay afloat. Because for the past several weeks, millions of people across this country have been hearing one thing over and over again, that President Trump is promising $2,000 dividend checks. And for many families, that sounded like the first real bit of hope in a long, long time. But here's the truth. Most people don't know. And what I'm about to share with you tonight will completely change the way you understand this promise. Some of it is encouraging, some of it is deeply frustrating, and all of it is absolutely essential information for every American who's wondering whether these payments are actually coming. So sit back, relax, and listen closely, because this is the full truth about the $2,000 checks, what Trump really said, who qualifies, the real timeline, the political obstacles, and what seniors should be doing right now instead of waiting for money that may or may not ever arrive. Let's start with exactly what President Trump said. Not rumors, not headlines, not social media posts. His actual words. Trump stood in the Oval Office and said he wanted to issue a $2,000 dividend to middle-income and lower-income Americans. He said this money would come from tariffs, taxes placed on imported goods, and that what's left over would be used to pay down the national debt. Then he doubled down. On Truth Social, he wrote that a dividend of at least $2,000 per person would be paid to all low- and middle-income Americans, excluding high-income individuals. Later, he added that any remaining tariff revenue would be used to reduce the debt. So the message was repeated loud and clear: $2,000 per person, funded by tariff income, for Americans making $100,000 or less. For a lot of people, especially seniors on fixed incomes, this sounded almost too good to be true. Now let's break down who Trump confirmed would be eligible. If you make $100,000 or less, Trump says you qualify. That includes seniors living on Social Security, SSI, and SSDI recipients, veterans on VA benefits, unemployed workers, single parents, full-time workers, barely getting by, anyone under that $100,000 income threshold. It doesn't matter if your income comes from work, Social Security, disability, VA benefits, or unemployment. As long as your total yearly income is under $100,000, Trump says you're in. But as you'll see, the real question isn't who qualifies. The real question is, will this actually happen? And that's where everything becomes complicated. If you're feeling skeptical, you're not alone. Remember earlier this year, Trump promised $5,000 stimulus checks? He mentioned it several times, then never spoke of it again. Those checks didn't come. They didn't even get close to happening. So many people are asking the obvious question, is this $2,000 check any different, or is it just another political talking point? And honestly, that's a fair question, because when you look at the details, there are some very real challenges and some very real reasons why experts believe this may never happen. But before we go there, we need to talk about something that shocked millions of Americans. When people heard $2,000 checks, many assumed the payments were coming soon, maybe before Christmas, maybe early next year. But Trump went on record with reporters in the Oval Office and said the dividend checks would come around the middle of 2026. Let me say that again, mid-2026. Not this month, not next month, not even next spring. We are talking June, July, or August of 2026, 8 to 10 months away at best. Many seniors wrote comments saying things like, "I won't survive that long. I need help now. Why are politicians always promising help later?" And honestly, that frustration is real. Grocery prices are up 21% in 3 years. Housing and medical costs are squeezing people dry. Seniors aren't struggling next summer, they're struggling today. So when you tell Americans they have to wait until 2026 for help, it feels like a punch in the gut. Here's where we get into the truth. The part nobody likes to talk about, but every senior deserves to understand. 1. Trump cannot send these checks by himself. Just like every previous stimulus package, it requires a bill passed by Congress. The House must agree, the Senate must agree, the president must sign it. Right now, many Republicans, Trump's own party, oppose large payments, especially ones funded by tariffs. 2. The money might not exist. Economists estimate that giving $2,000 to 150 million eligible Americans would cost $300 billion or more. Tariff revenue is nowhere near that amount. 3. There may be legal challenges. There is ongoing debate about whether Trump's proposed tariffs would be considered legal under trade law. If courts block the tariffs, there is no money at all for checks. 4. IRS processing takes months. Even in the previous stimulus rounds, when everyone agreed, it still took months. So even if Congress approved the checks tomorrow, the IRS could not deliver payments in weeks. It would take a long time, which means the mid-2026 timeline might be optimistic. It could easily be late 2026 or even 2027. This is incredibly important. Please listen carefully. Do not make financial decisions based on money that isn't guaranteed. Don't take out loans expecting to repay them with this check. Don't skip bills assuming stimulus is coming. Don't stop working or reduce hours expecting this to hit your bank account soon. The sad truth is that these checks might never happen. And until Congress passes a real bill, this is only a promise, not a program. Whenever the words stimulus checks start circulating, scammers come out like sharks. Let me be absolutely clear. The IRS will never email you asking you to register for a check. They will never text you a link. There is no fee to claim a government payment. You do not need to give your bank account or social security number to anyone online. If someone claims they can process your $2,000 payment early, it is 100% a scam. The only thing you should do is make sure your IRS information is updated by filing your taxes, even if you owe nothing. I know many of you are struggling. I know many of you are tired of waiting for politicians to actually do something. So here's my best advice. 1. Apply for programs that exist today. Don't wait for money that may never come. You may qualify for SNAP, LIHEAP, utility assistance, state food programs, rent and housing support, supplemental nutrition programs for seniors. Many seniors don't apply because they assume they won't qualify. But most of these programs are designed specifically for older adults. 2. Visit local food banks. There is no shame. These programs exist because families need them. 3. Check for property tax relief programs. Most states offer senior exemptions that save hundreds of dollars a year. 4. Look for Medicare savings programs. Some seniors can reduce Medicare premiums to zero. 5. Talk to local senior centers. They often know resources most people aren't aware of. Let's step away from politics for a moment and talk honestly. America's seniors are tired of being told to wait, tired of hearing promises with no action, tired of watching prices rise while incomes stay the same. Here's what seniors are experiencing right now. Grocery costs up 21%, rent climbing, heating bills rising, Medicare premiums, changing gas prices unpredictable, prescription drug costs still painful. And while all this is happening, politicians make big announcements about money that won't arrive for another year or more, if it arrives at all. It's hard not to feel like seniors are being left behind, but I'm here to tell you, your voice matters. And that's why this information needs to be clear, honest, and direct, so you can make decisions based on reality, not rumors. Here's everything you need to take away from tonight's message. Trump has announced $2,000 dividend checks. They would go to Americans making $100,000 or less. The timeline is mid-2026 at the earliest. Congress must pass a law first. Tariff revenue may not be enough to fund it. Legal issues could block it. IRS distribution would take months. The checks may never happen. So the bottom line is this: do not wait for this money. Do not depend on it for your survival. Do not make decisions based on a promise that isn't guaranteed. If these $2,000 checks eventually become real, that will be a blessing, a surprise, unexpected help that can ease the load. But if they do not happen, you need to already be taking care of yourself today with the resources available to you right now. My friends, thank you for spending this time with me tonight. I know these topics are emotional. I know many of you are tired, frustrated, and worried. But please remember, you are not alone. Millions of seniors across this country are fighting the same battle you are. If this video helped you understand what's really going on, not the hype, but the facts, please hit that like button and subscribe so more seniors can stay informed. And tell me in the comments, do you believe the $2,000 checks will actually happen, or have you lost trust in political promises? Your opinion matters, your story matters, and together we can make sure seniors are heard. Thank you, God bless you, and please take good care of yourself.